Hi everyone, Dr. Jones here. I'm excited to talk to you about something today. This time of year, at least in the United States, is a time where it's getting colder in many areas. The heaters are coming on, and when the heaters come on, it just tends to dry us out. And the other thing that's happening is we're reducing the number of daylight hours, so our vitamin D levels are dropping, and sometimes our bodies tend to get a lot of rashes. And one rash in particular that can just daunt people is eczema. And it can be miserable. I mean, people will come in and they're going to be flaming and just itchy and, scratching and so miserable. Sometimes the skin is just oozing and I just feel so bad for them. And they're like, well, we'll put on steroids and it goes away. But when the steroids go away, the rash just comes back. And they're looking for a little more permanent solution to it. And so it's really important to do a nice evaluation, kind of checking all the things that are out there, whether it be allergies or, a vitamin D level or a combination of both, or if they're exposed to certain irritants. It's really important just to have a nice discussion and evaluation of that. Let me teach you a little bit about the skin layer, because it may just look like skin, but there is a lot going on that layer and in that barrier that's protecting kind of that outside from the inside. So let's just take a look. All right. Forgive me, I'm not an artist, but I'm going to draw. Okay. So if you look at kind of the skin layer, you've got all these cells that are like overlaying bricks or pancakes, basically. Okay, so you've got these overlaying bricks or pancakes, and what this does is it creates a barrier. So if you look, it's like, and obviously this is ultra thin on the skin, but that's what you got. Now, connecting these things is a protein called filaggrin. And it's under genetic control. And I'm just I have to remember, I have to write backwards when I'm doing this. So FLG, is that right? Yep, filaggrin. So filaggrin is a key protein in between here. And it connects the cells. It kind of glues them together like that mortar, on brick. Well, if you don't have mortar in between the brick, what happens? You can have more of a free flow of things inside and outside. So if this is more of like that outside environment, and then this is more the inside environment, it's separating those two. So here you've got healthy, nice skin. And the other thing that's happening with these cells when they're nice and healthy is you may have this layer within here that contains actually some antibacterial properties where you can keep bacteria in check, provide some resistance, and also it's a well-hydrated cell. So you also have some of those properties that occur in a really healthy cell. So these are the healthy cells here. These are not healthy cells. And so this is kind of what we're looking at. And then what'll happen is you can have like water here. And then on the outside, you may have things like allergens. We're just going to abbreviate allergens, irritants. You may have staph bacteria, different triggers. So when you have healthy skin, it's keeping all of this in check. And you've got a nice water balance and you've got a nice pH balance that's here. Now, when people that have, say, a filaggrin mutation or breakdown in this skin barrier, many things can happen. So filaggrin, for instance, it's under gene expression, so the less amount of filaggrin that is expressed leads to greater amounts of eczema. So the less filaggrin, the greater amount of eczema that's occurring. This is a really key protein. And so if it's not being expressed, you don't have that mortar inside the brick. And then all of a sudden, guess what? Water is escaping out, but then you also have an entry point here for allergens, irritants, and things like staph bacteria. In addition, when these cells are not healthy, you don't have the appropriate defenses that are keeping bacteria in check. And so again, not only are allergens coming in, but you've also got this proliferation of staph bacteria that are getting into the inside portion here. And when that occurs, it leads to like all these little text messages being sent on the inside of the skin that lead to inflammation. And so you get, this area becomes unhealthy, it gets really inflamed, and when you have dry skin, when you have inflamed skin, it is itchy, and you start scratching, and you scratch, and you scratch, and you get in this miserable just itch-scratch cycle, round and around and around, and guess what? This just proliferates, and you're getting more and more red and unhealthy, and it's misery. And so it's really important when we're looking at the skin barrier and that skin layer that we're taking all these things into account. So we'll do a nice allergy evaluation. We'll look at different irritants. We'll also address the issue with the staph bacteria and kind of make sure that we're taking care of all of those things. And so when you're being so bothered and triggered by eczema and some of these issues, just think, there's a lot going on that layer, and we want to restore that layer. We want to restore the health of the skin and get you back to a nice, healthy barrier that's there, that's able to separate that outside from the inside. We didn't even talk about vitamin D yet, but that also plays a role in all of this. Not only with the inflammation, but also how your body is responding to the very medicines that we're trying to treat you with. But just know, we're always here for you. We'll take a comprehensive approach. We'll look at a lot of different things, trying to get to the bottom of it. But eczema can be relentless. And so we need to be relentless back to it and attack it from all kinds of angles so that we can get, again, that nice, healthy skin and do the best we can. So hope this helps. Have a great day, and we'll talk to you later.